to the Victory Formation Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Anzio, writer, scout, founder of Victory Formation Podcast and VFP.football, where we elevate the underdogs of football. I got two phenomenal 21 NFL draft prospect sleepers, both coming out of the Tropical Bowl. Joined by my co-host, Michael Vogel, lead scout, players relations director. How you doing tonight, man?
I am awesome, dude. This is my favorite time of the week.
Absolutely, man. So I got a phenomenal defensive lineman. He's just getting off the Tropical Bowl. Big guy, man. A 21 NFL draft prospect out of North Alabama. 6'6", 290 pounds. Mike Boykin. Welcome to the
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm good, man. Just grinding every day, doing what I got to do, making sure things happen.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I was checking you out. I know you were down at the Tropical Bowl, and you know you've been keeping busy. But tell us, so you grew up in Georgia, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was born and raised in Carrollton, Georgia.
So tell us a little bit about growing up in Georgia and when you first started playing football.
I first started playing football when I was young, man. I started being interested in football when I was a little kid. I think I didn't actually play organized, like my first organized year playing. I think I was like 10 or 11 or something like that. And then I started hitting the weights when I was like 13. And then I think when I was like 14, 15, I just got in my head. I'm like, okay, this is something I really want to do. This is something I'm really trying to go and do. So, you know, that was the main thing for me. That was huge for me.
And what positions did you play first?
Well, I immediately started playing defensive tackle. Like my first year ever playing was defensive lineman, defensive end, like rushing off the edge and stuff like that. And so, you know, I just ever since I played that position, I always just tried to find a way to master it and get better at that one thing.
Awesome. Mike?
Mike, what was your what is it about defensive tackle that you love the most? Why did that side of the ball intrigue you more?
I think the thing that I like the most about defensive tackle is the art of it. You know, it's a bunch. It's not just a very simple position like people try to put it. You know, it's a real important position. You know, it's gap sound, gap control. You know, and if you ain't where you're supposed to be, anything can happen. Ain't no telling what happens. So I think that's probably my favorite thing about it. You know, you can be physical, you can be aggressive. You know, depending on what position you play, you don't have to think a whole lot. You can just go out and just play and make your job easy.
What is your film study like to get you to the next level?
My film study, I like to break down the details. I'll probably go in there and I probably relook at a certain play a lot of times. You know, my first step, you know, I have a bunch of different ways I like to look at film. You know, looking at it. If I'm looking at me from the day before or something like that, I'll probably be on it a little heavier. I'll probably be paying a little closer, more attention to it. You know, because I'm the one out there. So I think my film study is just big on breaking down detail.
Are you able to pick up lineman tendencies against those guys that you're getting ready to go against?
Yes, sir. I think so. I think I got a pretty good feel for it. You know, if a lineman's light, I think that tells a lot. If a lineman's heavy, I think that'll tell a lot. You know, I'm real good at at reading them, and depending on how they are, that definitely affect a lot of what I'm gonna do.
And coming out of high school, you went to Louisville, right?
Yes.
And did you play at Louisville?
Well. You mean no? Okay. Coming out of high school, I went to a junior college.
Okay.
I went to a junior college coming out of high school. What happened with my career in college was I had committed to Louisville out of high school. Okay. I committed to Louisville out of high school over Auburn and Georgia and South Carolina and other schools that was in the mix. But I ended up going to a junior college. I was there for 2 years. I played as a freshman, redshirted as a sophomore, because I wanted to have 3 years D1 at my next school. And so when I got to the University of Louisville, I started 10 out of 12 games. That was 2018. When I got to Louisville, the entire staff ended up getting fired. Like they went 2-8, and before we could finish the last 2 games, they fired everybody. And so a new staff came in. We finished off the season. A new staff came in from App State. They ran a different scheme. I didn't really like the scheme worked. I'm pretty sure it win games and stuff like that, but it just didn't fit what I like to do. So I transferred to Tennessee State. And so I was at Tennessee State in 2019, graduated from there. And how North Alabama came about was when I was at Tennessee State, I figured that was going to be it. I thought that was going to be like it of me transferring, but I was talking to some other Division I schools, some bigger schools, and they were pretty much telling me that they felt like, you know, if I dominated there and I had good grades and stuff, then it's a possibility I could come back to the SEC or the FBS and play. You know, I didn't want to transfer again, but, you know, when I'm hearing that, I'm like, okay, I need to get my degree and see if I can be a grad transfer at higher competition. And so, but, you know, COVID happened and COVID kind of had to say so and all that. So I really wasn't able to visit none of the bigger schools that I was talking to. And I had to I went to UNA kind of like at the last minute.
So you played at UNA last year and this year?
No, sir. I played at UNA this past year.
Just this past year, right? And it was a short season, right? You only played like 4 games or something?
Yes, sir.
Due to the virus, and
yes, sir.
So in that short time, tell us something good that you took away from this short season with the virus, and something that was a little difficult.
I think it was difficult because I wanted to play more games. Obviously, I felt like I knew that I was gonna attempt to come out this year, and I thought that a few good, decent games showing that I can play at a high level, and if I dominate against the FBS opponent, which I felt like I did against Southern Miss, I knew I was definitely gonna turn some heads. The hard part was only playing 4 games, though. I really wish we could have at least got 8. You know, 8 at the most. You know, if I was able to play 8 games, that would have been fine. But we wasn't able to only play but 4 games. So that was probably the hard part about dealing with the virus and stuff like that.
Mike, checking out your highlights in your film, I saw you are kind of a master of everything. I saw a quarterback pressure for an interception. I saw a blocked field goal, a quarterback sack. What do you play special teams at all, or just primarily the defensive side?
I play primarily defense, but you know, to get my foot in that door, I play special teams. Whatever kind of team you want me to play, I can play it.
Okay. And just real quick, what is your bench?
How much I can do, like total?
Yeah, like your max bench.
Probably say like the highest I ever did was like 415 or something like that. Yeah, like 415, 420.
What do you squat?
How many reps are you putting up at 225?
Yeah, that.
I hope I can put 225 up a lot of time. I know for a fact I can get it more than 20. I know for a fact it'll be more than 20. As far as squat, I ain't gonna lie, man. I stopped after I got to 585. I didn't squat anymore.
Yeah,
I weight on my back.
No, man, you are just. It looks like you're super lean, and the film that I saw, you know, you're quick on your feet and stuff. And I think that's gonna do you well, you know, during the draft process. So.
Absolutely.
An interception.
I think that's a big part of our game that I look at too. My feet, how fast I can get my feet in the ground.
Who do you pattern your game after?
Oh, man.
Or is there anybody you look up to?
I look up to a lot of players. Man, I pay attention to literally probably every D tackle D. But I like Myles Garrett and Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa. I guess I'd probably say J.J. Watt. When it comes to, like, you know, quick, sudden inside moves, I pay attention to the Aaron Donalds and the Grady Jarretts of the world. You know, things like that. I look at a lot of how they take on those double teams, how they play those positions. You know, so I'm always looking at inside defensive tackles. But I think if I just had to compare myself to a player, it'd be like Joey or Myles, or JJ or something like that.
Those are good guys to model your game after. Some of the best in the league.
Oh, for sure.
And you just got back from the Tropical Bowl down in Kissimmee, Florida. How do you think the experience was?
The experience was great, man. It was fun. It was fun to be able to go to that. I had never been to that part of Florida. I had never been to Kissimmee, Florida. So I had never been. So it was good to be able to go and see how it was, and just, you know, be able to just see, enjoy the experience, talk to different scouts, the water. It was a bunch of it was a fun thing.
You said you talked to some scouts. What NFL teams were you able to talk to? Did any give you any feedback? Mike,
Hello.
you heard me. Did any NFL teams give you any feedback at the Tropical Bowl?
Yes, sir. Some NFL teams gave me some feedback. More so I talked to a few scouts at the Tropical Bowl, but more so of the scouts that I talked to was at the GCS. The GCS, the Gridiron Showcase. That's
Oh,
where I talked to probably the majority of my scouts.
oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You went to the College Gridiron Showcase right after that, huh?
Yes, sir.
How was that event in Texas? And what scouts did you talk to over there?
I talked to the Saints, I talked to the Colts, and I talked to the Panthers. Those were the three teams that I talked to when I was there at the GCS. The Falcons as well. Talked to the Falcons as well. And I talked to a few teams after the fact, like after the GCS. The Giants and the Ravens, 49ers. That's all I can think of off the top of my head for right now.
That's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my mic is. Oh, I thought it said my mic was muted. What if I'm a general manager for a football team in the NFL? What do you bring to the table?
I think I bring everything to the table. I feel like with me, I think I'm a true 6'5", 285-pound dude that can play multiple positions. I think I actually got the ability to play all five positions up front. I'm not as comfortable with standing up, but nose guard, 3 technique, 4-eye, 5 technique, anywhere up front that you need me to play, I can play, and I'll be able to represent the organization the right way. I don't cause no problems or nothing like that.
Good locker room guy.
Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, never had no kind of off the field problems or nothing like that. Everything was always good with me. My teammates and coaches like me. So.
And you just answered that. So do you have a pro day lined up?
Yeah, me and my agents, we working on that, but I think pro day is gonna be figured out. North Alabama's trying everything in their power. They're working hard for me to get one. If I can get one, I've talked to a few scouts that have said that they'll be in attendance if I can find out how to get one out there. But I've been reaching out to some of the other Alabama schools to see, just in case they don't have one, I can get into one. Because I think pro day is gonna be big for me. I think my pro day is gonna kind of figure out what I am, what exactly direction people want to go with me, how the draft process.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk to me this week. I'll put a word in at Bama. Could probably get you in there if you want.
Absolutely, man. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
You just got to get a hold of their director. But
Absolutely.
probably easier if I do it. I got a bunch of them on there, so. But you already said you feel more comfortable at defensive tackle than at end, right? But you move pretty good to play like 3-4 end. What do you think your 40 time is?
See that way it get a little tricky. I'm not sure. I don't know. When I was 311 pounds when I first got to Louisville, I ran like a 501, but I was like 311 or something like that. And then I think I ran it again and I got like a 497. I'm like 30 pounds lighter than that now. I'm probably like 285, 286, something like that. Probably closer to the 290 range. So like I think I might be able to pull off a low 4.9, high 4.8. Hopefully. That's what I'm shooting for.
And what drills do you feel you'll do really well at?
Three cone. I think my change of direction is up there with some of the best of them. I just think that's something that I was just able to do before I was able to learn how to do everything else. I think I'm quick for my size. I think my three cone and my vert as well, my vertical too, because I played basketball in high school.
I just wanted to say, Mike, that I appreciate you coming on with us, and so we can help you get your name out there. And I love your game. On the film that I've seen, your lean body and stuff. I definitely think that you have a shot, and we're pulling for you, brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, it's an honor, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, and if you want to plug your social media, tell people where they can find you.
Absolutely. You can find me at 46+1 on Twitter, and you can find me at 46+1 as well on Instagram. Mike Boykin. It's always good vibes, always on there working, always finding ways to get better so I can make these dreams come true.
Beautiful, man. And yeah, we wish you well, man. Thanks for coming on the Victory Formation podcast. 21 NFL draft prospect, Mike Boykin. Man, good luck to you this draft season, brother. And get a hold of me. We'll try to get you in there.
Right on. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.